Hello and welcome to this videocast for subscribers to davidicke.com. Well, Big Brother moves on again this week, or more like Big Sister in Britain, in the form of Home Secretary Theresa May, who has announced more anti-terrorism measures. And you'll remember in the wake of 9/11 in North America, Britain and other countries, a great swathe of anti-terrorism legislation came in which the definition of what was meant by terrorism, terrorists, terrorist activity, was so ill-defined and so lacking detail in the definition of what the law was targeting, that those laws could be used across the society in general. And they were, and they have been. We have had some extraordinary examples of the way in Britain that anti-terrorism legislation has been used to keep surveillance on people and be used against people who are absolutely nothing to do with terrorism. I'll give you an example. One local council used anti-terrorism legislation to keep surveillance on a couple to make sure that they did live in the catchment area of the school that applied for their child to attend. And this is what has been going on. And so when something comes out and someone makes a speech like Theresa May this week and says, you know, these are new laws against terrorism and terrorist activity, or this new word now, laws against extremism, define extremism. Exactly. And so the laws that they are bringing in, the new ones announced this week, are designed in just the same way to be applied to the population in general, and very much to people like me and others who are exposing the scams and the conspiracies involving governments and all the rest of the networks of deceit. And I'll get into that as we go along. And, you know, when you look at this whole kind of subject area, what's happening in Ferguson, Missouri with the protests, which of course have gone nationwide in the United States and even manifested in London too. And so it's vital that we see how the dots connect, to see how the scam is unfolding, to take away more and more and more of our basic freedoms for free expression, free speech, free perception and free opinion. All these are being targeted by anti-terrorism legislation. And this is a newspaper report on Theresa May's stuff this week. Universities will have to ban hate preachers from speaking on campus under a crackdown unveiled yesterday by Theresa May. Once again, we're looking for definitions. What defines a hate preacher? Some of it can be obvious. They're preaching hatred against people and preaching violence against people and war against people. Yeah, you can see that. But unless it's absolutely defined, you can then start to widen that. So governments say, well, this person exposing this politician or exposing this scam and conspiracy within government is preaching hatred against government, hatred against government ministers. And it could very easily be widened to do that, and is. I mean, the examples are there endlessly from previous legislation claiming to be against terrorism. Schools, colleges, prisons and councils will also be ordered to put in place anti-extremism policies. Okay, define extremism. Again, well, you can define it in a small area, although they don't, but then you can widen it. Well, is someone who says 9/11 was an inside job? Are they extremists? Well, that's the idea, to move this and use this legislation to bring about a situation where that is precisely the case. So conspiracies and exposing conspiracies, having an opinion about conspiracies, will eventually be considered extremism and thus banned. This is where it's leading, and this is why we need to keep our eyes right on the ball with all this, because it's very clear, and there are past precedents, like I say, that show that this is just the foot in the door. It's not where it's meant to stay.